the question is, if we want to use the gas in the reactors for the frying or the rotation, do we need to? Is it necessary to use the prismatic method for the gas mixture gas?
You can use both. You can use both. You can
so
use both. But let me explain to you something. Those of you who work in the flight system, this is another point. Thank you very much for bringing this up. I'm going to explain to you something. A lot of you, just stay there, stay online. We created the ball, and we have placed different gases or liquid gases in it of different materials. We achieved the free plasma. But there is a problem which has been overlooked, and I'm trying in different research, especially with Arman. He's doing this because now we can explain it. We are putting another gas outside in ratio that we start compressing these layers together. The ratio transfer of the gas can create a condition of the flow where now by compressing these gases together, you create and release the energy back up, and you can create what do you call it, the field to expand out. This is why some people with the 3-ball system, they lost their ball. So
compressed from the outside pressure.
Yeah, magnetic field pressure. Yes. Yes.
So the principle for them is.
Anyway, just let me explain. Let me explain, please. This energy links up to the center, not to the gas.
Okay.
And it's the center mass which gets pressurized, and in that position, it changes its energy transfer. In changing the energy transfer, it opens up the gases and increases the more pressure on itself. And then you get a flight. You can change the condition. Arman at the moment has built such a system. We've seen it, and we see how the outside pressure goes on the inside pressure. People in Philippines have done the same something, but they couldn't see it, they couldn't understand it. This is one of the reasons why these people lose this, what you call it, the central wall, and they can't find it. Because the outside magnetic field pressure on the inside does not touch the gas, but it pressurizes the central core, what we call the principal energy delivery, and it cannot hold it, and it just escapes.
Okay, let me repeat again. Is outside is the material, metal state. When
no, gases, still gases.
Still gases. All gases.
Gas ratio.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, because
center...
something. Let me explain something again to you, because you have to understand the full physics of it.
Okay.
The diameter of here, if you go to the volume of the, what you call it, section 1, yeah, even though it might look very big, let's say it's 2 centimeter, yeah, and this one is another half a centimeter, and this one, let's say, is another 1 centimeter, yeah, your second and the third core. The mass of the material in here is by volume maybe much bigger than the mass of volume, because don't look at the thickness of it, because now it's 3-dimensional, the whole lot, by 1 centimeter. The 2 centimeter by mass ratio is much smaller. So the transfer of the energy is from outside, it exerts higher pressure from outside inside, and then the inside gets squeezed tight up, and it takes its new dimension and disappears. Passes the matter state.
Okay, so the question is, how if the field is expanded outside of the gas ball? Because in this state,
the expansion.
Okay.
The expansion is not towards the outside. The interaction is with the core, which is matching inside. If you choose your material, for example, here, let's say CuO plus Zn or whatever, and put the same thing, but use here ratio of 2 to 1 or 1 to 2, you decide if you're going in or you're putting pressure out. But your outer pore, to look at it, it's only half a centimeter, but it's a half a centimeter of bigger dimension. Just do a small calculation about the volume of the sphere, you'll find out the ratio. And then in that ratio, you have to load up the outside core and inside core. The center core has to be a transition, which is non-interactive. but being there with a very small amount that it creates the float. And then you'll find that the center core will move and start rotating in its given direction. And if the speed goes up, it might not move, but the field interaction is so high that the ball just creates a field beyond the matter state and it moves out of the core. We've seen that with Arizona. They were just showing the video. 200 feet away, you see the field.
Okay, maybe we need more understanding after the teaching.
Yeah, analyze it. This has been explained in early teachings, but people don't understand it. So that's why I said after 3 years, maybe it's time to clean up a lot of things which should be explained this morning.
So does it require the energy, maybe the few clock of different interaction?
Pardon?
I mean, one field and another field collide with each other so that they can be interact or take the revise.
Yes, you can. That is possible that they can even create rotation in one or the other. You are squeezing the center ball principle. You're not excusing. You are delivering huge amount. But don't forget, there is a very hidden thing in this system. This which you don't. Yes, you have to look. Let me explain to you in a very nice way. Here, in the center of the inner core, this is the principal area of the first core. This is the first core, yeah?
Okay.
But interesting enough, in the center here is the center core of the outer core too. Now you understand? You transfer energy directly into the center of the both in the interaction. That's how it works. That's why the volume is, and then you don't need rotation. You don't need to create any rotation. If you get the ratio right, so much energy is delivered from here to here that in the interaction, this will start rotating, the core rotates. That's how planets rotate. That's how stars rotate. The interaction does not come only from the central core field created. The outside boundary has the same power. Influence. So the galaxy's influence.
Okay, can I ask a question now?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So do you mean that the central core and the second core, the same green color, should be the same Gans or same mixture Gans?
And the third core, not the second core. The third
okay,
core.
the third core, yeah.
Yes, it has to be by the mass ratio difference. Yeah, you can. Why not? Or at least find a common denominator and something extra. You're not working in the matter level, you're working in the gas level, so everything is in plasmatic condition.
Okay, here I get lots of questions. I don't know if you got more time for my question, or maybe leave to next week.
Ask another question. We have, I think, about 15-10 minutes in our slot of time.
Really? Okay. Okay, I asked the question is about it's the rotation of the flying. Maybe we need to more understanding or more discussion after teaching. And another question is about the field and the plasma, which you are talking about the difference in the teaching. And the plasma is just like the radio system. And I'm confusing about the field because when we are talking about the field, sometimes we are talking about nanomaterials field, gas field, and
a field to us is the magnetic field in motion, and its thickness and its strength in respect to the others of its environment. A plasma is the totality of all the fields within the same entity. If you look, if I can explain it in a very, what do you call it, in a very open way, maybe I can show it to you this way.
Thank you.
If you look at a plasma, I'm going to clean this out. If you look at a plasma, Yeah. The strength is very much like this. The field strength goes like this. It's like tubes on tubes on tubes. When you look at the planetary system, the fields which come in, they go according to the field strength of their channel. They just all don't go through the center. They get the spread according to the layers of the fields which are built. The interaction of these layers and the central creates the field forces, what is interacted and what is gone. Not every position has uranium, not every position has gold. So when the strength of the gold comes, it follows the pattern of the gold. And whatever is increased inside, add to it, and that's why it becomes higher strength on the north and the south. This, if you understand this, if you look at it, it's like, in the other way, is field path. It's like tube, it's like neural system.